What's going on, you guys? I'm back. Sorry it took a little while. I had to take care of some family business, and you know how it is. Family comes first before anything else. But I have been paying attention, and I did see that Hobson jumped on, what was that, Instagram Live, and he said he was Gucci. He told us to our faces. And for the non-believers, I mean, it's hiding the truth in plain sight because a lot of people just not gonna believe it. They're gonna play it up. They're gonna make it seem like it's a joke. It's not real. People like myself are trolling, and it's only trolling until it's facts, and that's just what it is. Today, I'm gonna be talking about Orlando Brown. A lot of you know him from That's So Raven. If you are old school fan, you know him from Major Payne. You know him from Moonwalker. If you ever seen that movie that Michael Jackson made, and much, much more. But I think this one's kind of obvious, and I think this one we all know. And I think I seen them on Instagram Live kind of playing it up or whatever. But he is playing the role of Trippie Redd. It's so obvious. It's so in your face. And like they didn't have to do a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like they really didn't. And I ain't even going to point out stuff. I'm going to let you just look at the pictures. But I'm just going to talk about this whole situation because, I think they telling you right there in your face. They go on Instagram Live. And I think I did see Trippie's live where he was like, oh, they saying I look like Orlando Brown. I look like, because you are Orlando Brown. You know what I'm saying? They always tell you the role they playing, and it's so crazy because every person that you see doing these back and forths, they always telling you who they playing. They do an homage or they do a nod or they just flat out come out and say, this is who I am, or this is who they say I look like. Ha ha ha. It's funny. But it's so obvious. You know what I'm saying? Like, they literally, because I've listened to both of their music, and they can sometimes sound alike. Like, sometimes you can, if you played both of their music in a mix, like mixed it up and just listened and listened, the only thing that would give it away is that Orlando Brown can be a little goofy sometimes, but his flow be sounding like Trippie sometimes. And to me, that's just, only half of it. Like, if you really follow them on Instagram or you watch any of their videos, you know what I'm saying, or you watch Orlando Brown, like he played a role of looking crazy because he got to look crazy. You got to have some reason for people not. You got to be the opposite of the role you playing. You know what I'm saying? But they just, I mean, you can just look at it. It's in the eyes, the teeth, like they are the same person. You know what I'm saying? And regardless of what you want to think about it or how you feel about it, or if you think it's a wacky, crazy idea, you got to remember this is Hollywood. Okay? Like, if you think the government is hiding stuff from us and you can't go into Area 51 and they don't tell you everything and they destroy documents so the public doesn't know the whole story, what make you think Hollywood? And mind you, there are people in Hollywood that work for the CIA, for the FBI, for the government, for the DEA. They're spies and secret agents, and they do all this other stuff, but you'll never know it because they play the roles of being publishers and managers and this person and that person. And these people come out and tell you this stuff, and then you're like, oh, y'all tripping, y'all trolling. Don't nobody got a troll. You just follow the paper trail. You just follow the videos. Listen to what people are really saying, and don't listen to have a response, but listen to hear the truth. And that's how you figure this stuff out. That's how you connect the dots and make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to live in La La Land and just be like, oh, y'all tripping, and people who make videos and talk about this stuff be tripping, that's your personal business. You know what I'm saying? But don't be surprised when people really start rubbing it in your face that they're doing this and you're buying into this and you're spending your hard-earned money into this whole system. don't flip out then. Like, don't flip out when they be like, oh yeah, we do this all the time. You know what I'm saying? The same way the government came out and was like, oh yeah, we've been seeing UFOs. We've been knowing it was aliens. Like, but a lot of people didn't want to believe it until the government came out and said, like, yeah, we thought everybody knew. They're going to do the same thing with this situation. They're going to come out. They're going to tell you this is how we do it in Hollywood. And then they're going to say, oh, we thought everybody knew. Like, but I'm telling you, don't turn around and be like, oh yeah, man, I knew it, after you already played that role of not wanting to believe it. Like, it's Hollywood. Come on now. They are professional actors. They get paid to do this. Like, people are doing this for a living. Like, some of them don't have a choice. Like Hobson said, he didn't have a choice. A lot of them people don't have a choice in some of the things they do. Even in how they're being presented to us, they don't have a choice. You wonder why all these females in Hollywood get plastic surgery and these men are starting to get plastic surgery, because a lot of them don't have a choice. If a company give you $50 million and they say, we're going to turn you into the next Nicki Minaj, and we want you to get your boobs done, get your ass done, get a new nose, put a wig on, put some heels on, take some dancing lessons, take some voicing lessons, learn how to rap, do all this other stuff, you're going to have to do it. They just gave you some money. Like, they just gave you that money. You're an investment, okay? That's not your own. That's why they always be telling you all that stuff them people be having. Most of them don't own that stuff. You know what I'm saying? They don't. So you can think what you want to think. The picture, I'm telling you, you can look at the picture and just see it. It's not that hard to see on this one. They didn't try very hard. They didn't change a whole lot. They didn't make him put on a whole nother voice. They just added some tattoos to his face, changed the shape of his nose a little bit, and threw him out on the stage. Like, they didn't, you know what I'm saying, do much. And you got to think about the fact that Orlando Brown's been making music for a long time. He's been rapping and doing music since back in the day, because he used to do music all the time on That's So Raven. Wasn't nobody buying into that shit. So, you know, what you gonna do? Like, how can I get on? This is the only way he was gonna get on. So they was like, okay, you know, you gotta do this and you gotta do that. We're gonna change this and blah, 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 blah. Like, but you gotta basically kill the old personality. I wouldn't be surprised if Orlando Brown is going to be the sacrifice and they find him either overdose, more than likely, because he is clearly playing the role of being a drug addict and insane and crazy and high all the time. And then he's going to take on the role of Trippie Redd. Now, if he doesn't and they flip-flop that, I wouldn't be surprised at that either, because so many of these young rappers have been dying anyway. So it could be an age limit, you know what I'm saying, that he might have, or he might be working on his way of killing his old character to have a new start or to do something new or whatever his part is in this whole show, okay? But again, that's up to you to believe what you want to believe. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's trying to make you. I'm just here presenting what is obvious. You know what I'm saying? Like, this one was kind of an obvious one. Some of the other ones you can't tell. But you can run this video back and look at all the pictures and do side-by-sides if you like. I didn't even go into the height and all that other stuff that I normally do, because this was just too obvious. It wasn't even worth doing all that because it was just too obvious. And it's right there in front of your face. Do your own research, like I always say. You know what I'm saying? It's plenty of other channels you can go to, and they will be very precise and show you that. But again, these are ritualistic deaths, blood sacrifices, some of them with or without blood. But yeah, most of these are like a spiritual type of death. You know what I'm saying? Like invocations. Like you can perform a ritual without actually having to commit a crime. Sometimes these people do get killed because of the things they know or what they've said or them not keeping up their end of the bargain. But when it comes to switching roles, these are spiritual deaths. You know what I'm saying? Spiritual character deaths. That's pretty much the spiritual science, and even why most of them do this. And if you don't understand that, then maybe you need to start looking into the esoteric and looking into the craft and looking and connecting the dots and make that make sense, because that's really what it is. All right, again, do your own research. You guys have a good night. I will be back with another video for you guys. Y'all have a good one.